Welcome. What's up, y'all? This is Command West, where we tackle the latest and the greatest of the Washington Commanders football team. And, we answer the hard hitting questions like, where the heck is Bradley? He usually does this introduction, right? Okay, that's corny.
Where is he?
Hey, listen, I'm Tico Wells, and we got with us.
I'm Donnie Roach.
I'm Eddie Passarelli.
And I'm Tico Wells, as I said before. Listen, we lost to the Green Bay Packers on Thursday Night Football. Ball humble. You know what?
It was
sad. Underwhelming.
It was
underwhelming.
Not
27-18.
Yeah.
27-18.
And it actually felt like it was worse than that. We got one trash
worse than that.
Garbage time touchdown at the end there. It felt to me kind of the way it was the week before in reverse, because when we were beating New York, the whole game, it felt like we should be beating them by more right now. And Green Bay should have been beating us by more. We kind of, they let us hang around a little bit, more so than was reflective of how the game was being played, I felt, but
And next week we got the Raiders, who are kind of like,
Raiders are better than they've been in previous years.
Yeah. Well, I think Geno Smith is going to be a steady quarterback for them.
You think? I don't know. I was wondering that myself. He threw three interceptions on Monday night.
Yeah.
And they've got what's his name? Pickens backing him up. So I'm still not sure Pickens isn't a starting quarterback somewhere. So
yeah,
we'll see if they keep losing. I bet they swap it out. But I don't know that that'll happen this week. I think
we just saw the Raiders.
Let's talk about our quarterback who hurt his knee.
Yeah. We got some. That's
what's
the
going
roughest
on?
thing.
You got any intel on that, Donnie?
Well, I'm going to say in general, first of all, one of the roughest things, if not the roughest thing about this game, this loss, was the injuries. And Jayden Daniels, I think is fairly minor. It's still day to day. If I know Jayden Daniels, he's going to want to tough it out and play on Sunday. They might sit him and give him an extra, week because we got Marcus Mariota in the background, who, I've got confidence in, especially with a game like Vegas. I think Mariota could pull out that victory. But there's no bigger injury. There's no bigger concern than Jayden Daniels. He's our guy, right? But it's a minor injury. The bigger injuries were Austin Eckler and Dietrich Wise. Both out for the season. And that's a huge loss. They're both, a key part of the offense and a key part of the defense. Dietrich Wise is brand new. We just brought him in from New England, I want to say, but he was going to be that kind of shutting off the edge, and was doing well. I think he's part of the reason our run defense looked pretty good in the first couple of weeks, and now he's gone. So they got to make some adjustments there.
We're gonna cover offense, defense, and special teams.
Yeah.
Eddie, what did you see on offense from last Thursday?
Against Green Bay.
Wait. Before we go any further, we didn't answer the question. Where's Bradley? And I think I just want to say, because he's traveling tonight, he's actually traveling to Maryland for the Vegas game. So, and I'm going to follow him in a couple of days. We're going to see that game live. I just say that because, I don't want our fans to be upset. I don't know how many fans are going, I don't care about Bradley. I just want to see the three old guys, So
I got a call from your wife.
Hey, we're missing
a key part of the show.
We're missing our AI. Yeah, he's on injured reserve today. Now
that being said, next man up. I think we'll step in and fill the gap. We might have a recording from Bradley later on. We'll see. We're going to try and fit in a recording if we can clear up some technical challenges that we're having right now.
We like to do everything so off the cuff live, though. So
right.
Eddie, talk about offense.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt you, Eddie. Go ahead.
Yeah. So if you think about last week's game, we were all panicked. We were all a little bit worried because we knew Green Bay just took it to Detroit the week before, shut them down completely, and we're like, oh, we shut down Detroit in the championship games or pre-championship games, so we should be good at this. We're a head-to-head matchup. I was thinking it's 50-50 how this game could go.
Yeah.
And because we were going there, I was worried about it. But from the offensive side, I remember what my commandment was. My commandment was score fast and
Yeah.
furiously on offense. And what did we do? Nothing. What we did really hurt us, and it started from play number one, or set of downs number one. We
Drive
went
window,
three
yeah.
and out, and then we went 3 and out in the second one. So we literally had the ball for maybe 2 minutes, gained no yardage, and now we're looking at a team that's coming at us down our throats, 100% intensity, defensive side of the ball, in the trenches. They beat the living crap out of us. And no one can sit there and say there's an excuse. Okay, I know 4 days of rest and 1 day of travel, and you're moving across the country. Yeah, so what? Everybody is going to have to do that. But I looked at it like this. It's okay, what did we do offensively, and why didn't we win? Okay, we had no air attack deep because we couldn't get anybody
That's a
open.
great point.
We also had JD scrambling for his life because he was being blitzed on pretty much every single down. The corners, edgers were completely containing it. The pocket that was being compressed. This was the first time I think any of us have ever gone through an entire game where Jaden maybe had 2 escapes, and each one of those was a desperate call for help. It was like, Bambi is a fire in the woods. Let's get the hell. He was running for his life. So that was what I was seeing.
They didn't need to blitz on every play. They had Micah Parsons coming in there, like steamrolling,
right.
And I don't know why we were surprised by that and didn't give our rookie tackle some support there. But
right.
But
and
he was
he
trashed us. So yeah. So
You guys talking about Connerly?
Josh Connerly, yeah.
Yeah.
And that we can get to a little bit in the coaching section of this, but because I do think they didn't give him the support he needs, but he's a rookie and he's up against a pretty, maybe the best edge rusher in the league, against Micah Parsons. So
right, and I mean, let's not discount also the fact that our running backs are not the biggest guys. And they're having to block on a lot of these plays and support that pocket. And they're getting steamrolled by guys who are very big, and okay, I'm not going to, our guys, I don't think we played with fire. We lost
I thought
the game.
The same thing, Eddie.
We didn't play
flat
with the intensity.
We came out flat.
We were flat in the Giant game too.
Yeah.
And that's the part that scares me. My feeling is that Green Bay had a much better plan going in. And I don't want to blame anyone on this team. If I'm going to blame anyone, it's Cliff and it's Dan Quinn, because
I'm with you.
They didn't make any adjustments in the halftime at all. I didn't see anything substantially different. Maybe they moved a couple of things around. We didn't take any more chances. When you're getting a zone defense, we were being zoned by speedsters. So there was no breaking it out after that second pass of the line. So the running back is going through, or a passer has got that middle seam. There was no seams. There was no place to go. And so, what do you guys think of that?
Where's Terry? What's going on with Terry? What do you guys think about that?
Well, let me first respond to what Eddie was saying, because I think we talked about injuries and we didn't bring up John Bates, and he's such a great part of the blocking offense for runs and for short passes. He's key. Again, we've talked about him on the show before. He's not a household everyday name, but he has been huge. And so with him being out for a few weeks, maybe it's not that long, a week or two, hopefully, that's going to hurt. But Terry, I mean, there was more receptions this week. They were short. Everything was short. And to Eddie's point, you brought that up, nothing downfield. And it wasn't just coverage. I think the scheme was for short. I was listening to somebody today, and he was talking about the routes that were being run. They were all go out, turn around, come back, go out, turn around, and come back, and they were never like doing the double hitch, stop and then go, because I think, like, we were afraid that I don't know what the hesitation was, but and then Terry in particular, I do think is probably getting a lot of double coverage, and so that's when somebody else needs to step up. And Debo had a pretty decent game, actually. Debo's the number 2, and so you expect him to pick up, and Zach got a touchdown as well. So those are the guys you expect to pick up the slack, but somebody like a Noah Brown should pick up some slack. I think he dropped a ball. And then there's the rookie Jalen Last name escapes me, but
Lane.
Jalen Lane, thank you.
Yep.
And
mhm.
you know, those guys are going to need to step up if that's the plan. If they're doubling up Terry, who else is going to be open then? Somebody else has got
Yeah, and
one-on-one
you
coverage, you know,
know,
and we've been struggling with that.
Donnie, you know, the hard thing that I think about talking about football in particular is that, you know, they call these receivers number one and number two and number three, and that's for a reason because the
Mhm.
quarterback's looking downfield. He's looking at
Right.
his number one target
Going through his
first.
reads. Yeah.
May not have chance to go to second, third, and check down all the time,
hmm
you know, because the rush is coming in. There were
hmm
times when Jaden was in the pocket trying to give his receivers enough time, and before he knew it, the pocket collapsed on him.
Right.
And
And normally he would be able to
And
get
I do
out.
have to say, for the second week in a row, there were times when Jaden held onto the ball for too long.
No question.
He needs to go through progressions and make a decision quickly.
yeah,
Because some, you know, some, I don't know, he was sacked 3 times, 4 maybe. But he was hurried and hassled all day long. Again, to your
yeah,
point, Eddie.
And on the read
Um,
option, he also on the read options, he made poor choices. It was wide open and he didn't
mm,
run. Or
mm,
he ran right into the defender.
right,
And a lot of
right.
times it wasn't his fault because he was like, this is not the way it's supposed to be scripted up. So he was like, I shouldn't ever run this way.
Yeah,
This is not the
yeah.
way the flow. So I think hats off to Green Bay and what they did
yeah,
as a team. They came in prepared, both sides of the ball. We weren't. Whatever excuse it was, it's like, okay, that one's done. Let's move on to the Raiders.
Mhm.
Now, I have some solutions for offenses if we want to talk about it later and what I think they should
Right.
do. So that we can get off that and go to the defense.
We'll save
and
that
how
for
we
game
lost.
no,
preview.
no,
Yep.
Okay.
go ahead right now. You since
Oh,
we're on the
you want me
offense,
to?
yeah, go for it, go for it.
All right. So we have injuries. We
Yep.
obviously know Jaden's a question mark. We know Eckler's out. We know Bates is out, right? Or
Mhm.
is he? He's good. These
No,
guys are officially out.
I think it's pretty sure. I think Dan Quinn said Bates is a long shot
Right.
for
But
Sunday,
Mhm,
whereas
as far
mhm.
as
Jaden
the
is day to day.
backfield is concerned, here's what I think they should do, and they probably will. They'll probably run Mariota. Give him his reps. We're going against the Raiders. It's game 3. It makes
I tend
sense,
to think you might be right. I heard somebody else arguing otherwise
right?
today, but
And
I kind of think you might be right.
Dan Quinn has said since the beginning that it's all about player protection and it's not about
You're right.
what Shanahan did to RG3.
That's right.
It's
That's
Mhm,
right.
let
mhm.
RG3 decide if he should go out because,
hmm
like you said, Tico, the quarterback always wants to play.
hmm
Yeah, oh yeah,
hmm
How many
yeah.
times has Aaron Rodgers gone out with a gimp leg or a back or a rib broken and he's throwing like it's the end of his life? I don't think
Mhm.
that's what you do for the plan for your 5-year quarterback that's going to
Well,
Well,
be worth a ton of money someday. And you don't throw him out to get injured on a knee injury. You let
I think
Mariota do it.
I think here's I have faith in this. In unlike who was it?
RG3,
RG3 and the coach you just said his name.
Shanahan.
Shanahan was the coach then. Unlike that crew, and even Ron Rivera before, like every crew, this crew, I have faith in that they will go through the steps. If Jaden Daniels starts on Sunday, it's not because
He's
just
right.
because he
He's
wants
ready.
to. It's
He
because
was ready.
he passed all the steps. He
Mhm, mhm.
demonstrated strength and agility and the ability to pivot. You know what I mean?
The
So
mobility has to be to a point where who's ever judging this on the crew, they say to themselves, he's passed 1 through 5,
yeah,
and he's ready to go. Is he
and he's
100%?
Yeah,
not going to hurt himself any
Right.
further.
He's
That's the
not going
right,
key.
to
Yeah,
injure.
right,
right.
And
Yeah,
with
right.
knees, I think you have to be careful. So
yeah,
my
yeah.
guess is
I
that they're going to go with Mariota,
wouldn't be surprised.
and I wouldn't be
It would
worried.
be heartbreaking for Bradley and I, who are going to our first game to see the
Right,
Jaden
right.
Daniels led team, and for him not to play. But nonetheless,
Well, would you want him to get hurt
no,
and
of
not
course
see him
not.
play ever again in a
Of course
game?
not.
Of course, right?
No, and we don't know how serious it is at this point.
Yeah,
Right.
I
just the
mean,
fact that they're
I
saying
thought it
it's
was his ankle at first
yeah, there's it's
or
a knee,
something,
but
but
it's soft
it's a
tissue.
knee. Yeah.
But just the fact that they're saying day to day means it's not tremendously serious, right?
No, and
They're
it's
not
not out
saying
of the question.
it's
Look, he's
not out
going
of
to
the
Not out of the
show
question,
a
question.
right?
limp. Let's
Yeah.
not forget how many times he got hit in those first 4 possessions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was hit and beat up in the first quarter to the
Yeah.
point where most of us would be like, "All right, I'm hurt. Maybe I should take a break." But you're the quarterback. You can't.
Right.
right? So
Yeah.
my feeling
He's a
is
fighter.
Mariota is the choice, and
Okay.
now on to the running backs. I think
Okay.
okay,
Well, we don't, and for me, it's, you know, they're capable of handling their injuries, and you know, always they're going to want Jaden to play.
Yeah.
They're always going to want
If
him
he
to
can
play
play,
first. If he
they'll
can
play him.
play, and he's always going to want himself to
Yep.
play, because you know that's what football players do.
Yep.
So we'll find that. We'll probably close to Friday. We'll have a little bit more information on that.
Yeah.
I wanted to say, what do you guys? Terry didn't do extremely bad, but
He
it
had
wasn't like,
several receptions. Every pass was so short. You
yeah.
know, I mean, you know, what were Terry's numbers? Do you have them? You know, it was
Terry had about 40.
under yeah.
Yeah, he had let's see, let me I just had it.
I had
Terry
it too,
had
Terry. 48 yards.
yeah, he had
Five
48 yards,
receptions
5
for
receptions. That's
48
not
yards.
bad.
Less
That's
than
not
10
bad. That's
per
better.
reception. It's all right.
The
Better than
crazy
week
thing
1.
is that Jaden, even with that mediocre day, he had 200 yards. There was 200. We had 200 yards of passing.
Yeah.
Debo had
He
6
had
for
80 something
Ertz.
at the end of the first half. It was like,
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot of that 200 he picked up in garbage time at the end.
yeah.
It was a
But
poor
that's
showing.
okay. But that's okay, because I'd rather for them
Not okay
to
with me.
score 18 and do something in garbage time, because there are going to be some games this year, just like that Hail Mary last year, where
Mhm.
they're neck and neck at the end of the game. So
Right.
no matter whether they're losing or winning, they've got to play all 60 minutes, because
Agreed.
this is practice time for them. This
Right.
is running
it.
plays. This is gelling with each
Yeah.
other.
It's
This is
practice time at that
cohesiveness.
point. Right.
No
That's right.
question. No question.
Right. Right.
You know, you can,
Agreed.
yeah. If you're going to give up, take him out.
No, I agree. You don't give up. I'm just saying when
Yeah.
you're looking at the stats, you got to take that into account. There was a period of time at the end of the game where you know Green Bay was, let's let them have the underneath. Let's let them have the underneath. And oh, you know what? They scored. Okay, we're still going to win this game because
Yeah,
it's so
Right.
late in the
and
game. You know.
with like when the fourth quarter started, there was a chance for us to win.
When it started, I would agree with you. Yeah.
But our defense, and we'll get to that, and when if after we talk about
Yeah.
the offense, we'll get to that. But I'm okay with the fact that they didn't give up totally. It just
Totally.
Totally
okay.
they were
Yeah, I mean,
lukewarm. The whole game, the offense
yes,
felt
yes,
lukewarm.
yes.
Never, Jaden didn't feel hot.
And
He
I
didn't
thought the same
feel,
thing.
warmed up.
And when you say when they say he had his team ready to play or he didn't have his team ready to play, who does that fall on?
That falls on the coach.
That's the coach.
Yeah, I said it
That's the
earlier. I
coaching
said
But
staff,
it's
right?
it's
on
on
the two
everybody.
coaches.
It's on everybody, because as a player, you got to get yourself up every single week
Yep.
for 60 minutes, and you got to try to get your teammates together.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Jaden is
People
not
weren't
really a
stepping up
rah-rah guy. He's not a
Yeah.
rah-rah guy. He's not like a Brady who's going to get in your face and be yelling at the offense and like, come on, we need to get going.
Yeah.
Jaden doesn't have
Jaden,
that pedigree
but when
yet.
Jaden pulls his Jaden stuff, he inspires the whole team. He lifts the whole
Yeah.
team up.
Yeah,
When
and
he's
gonna have to
down, when he's
find
not
out.
having a great game, who's
Yeah.
stepping up? Nobody else was stepping up to say, "I'll make the contested catch. I'll break through the line." We need more players like that are gonna.
Yeah,
that
and
are
that's
gonna
been a
kinda lift up our
problem.
team.
Remember, we've talked
Mhm.
about that,
We
particularly
have.
on both sides. We have it on defense
talked
now.
about it on
We got
defense,
we
yeah.
got some veterans on defense. On offense, it's got to come down to Terry and
Yeah.
some of the players who
Debo now with
Ertz,
Eckler being out.
Ertz
Yep,
is not.
yep,
He's not a big rah-rah guy either.
no.
They need some fire. Hopefully, Debo can inspire that. But
Okay.
Ertz
right.
Ertz did good. Ertz did good.
So back to the running back.
Yeah.
I was
So
starting
you had a
I
solution
was starting
Go
to
ahead.
go into the backfield and what I think we should do going up against the Raiders. We talked about Jaden, and I think it's Mariota should start.
Okay.
One of the reasons I like Mariota in this one, we have some weaknesses on the edges, and we know that Jaden always loves to roll right. He likes to throw right.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? He's not a cross your body kind of guy. But Mariota has perfected not only being able to throw to the right as a right-hander, but also to throw on the run to the left.
Mm.
If you remember, go back to all his tape of all the years he's
Okay.
played.
Okay.
I was watching all that stuff, and I like that about him. And also, we know he can run the ball. So the game plan is not changing. That's why he's
Yeah.
a great backup.
I
As
don't know
far
that there'll be a whole lot of called runs with Marcus Mariota, where they do
no,
that.
but I mean, if
But
he's
he
in a
can scramble
scramble,
and run. He
right?
can. He
He's
absolutely
he's
can. Yeah.
basically the same player without the electric youth of Jaden.
You're not far off. It's true.
Right, but now I know we've got three guys that are sort of vying for RB1, right? We got Rodriguez, we've got Bill
Bill.
and McNichols, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now
Right.
McNichols has always been a great third down kind of guy. They bring McNichols in and he gets this burst and he comes in with a lot of energy. So I think he'll be totally in the rotation. But if you have to give someone an RB1, I think he'll probably give it to Rodriguez because
I disagree.
you don't think so?
I think it's Bill all the way. Rodriguez, keep in mind, is being elevated from the practice squad. He wasn't even
Right.
active last week, right?
Right,
So,
right.
or for the first 2 weeks,
Right,
right? So
but I'm
this will be
saying
his
maybe
first.
he won't be. Maybe okay, so maybe you're right. He'll probably lean towards Bill as an RB1, but
That's
you're
my
going to
thinking.
see him and Debo and Rodriguez and McNichols
Yes.
doing stuff
Yes.
that they have never done before, or maybe they've been practicing it, and we're going to see the Mariota stuff. And we're gonna. I think it's a plan for success. I don't think this is a loss for us if Jaden doesn't play. I think it's a
Yeah.
game where we can
I
show
agree.
that we have depth.
And I agree with you. I think they work Debo into the running game too.
Right.
Because I'd like to
And-
see. That's one of the things that was missing, by the way. Speaking of the offense, they didn't like stay committed to the run. It was all like trying to do these short passes that was not working, and there just wasn't
They
a
were
run game.
scrambling for a solution and they didn't find it.
Yeah, they didn't even
Jaden
scramble
dropped
much.
back
They
42
kind of
times.
stuck with their shitty game plan. Is
Yeah,
what it
yeah,
felt
it
like.
wasn't happening. And
Yeah.
and Green Bay had us locked down too. But Jaden went back past 42 times.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
that's not a balanced attack, right?
No, but also the offensive line wasn't really open. We don't have Trent Williams. Holes just weren't being opened up.
No,
we
pretty
got
much,
Laramie Tunsil.
Yeah.
So you can
And
run
then
left,
with Bates being out at tight end, we're going to have to probably is it Trent Scott?
No,
Trent Scott will move up. I
oh.
think
Sinnott.
Ben
Sinnott.
Sinnott will step up to be
Right.
number 2, right? Ertz is the TE1. Sinnott
Yeah.
will probably be number 2.
Right.
And we'll
But I'm talking
see.
from a blocking
From a blocking perspective, I think they'll lean on Sinnott. And
Yeah,
we'll see. I don't think he has what Bates has.
Regardless of who starts at quarterback, I think we need the biggest protection against quarterbacks. And I've been saying it since I started with you guys that, I was always worried about Jaden's health. So
protect the quarterback. Well, and it's true. I do feel like these first 2 games, and even going back to last year, Jaden still hasn't perfected either getting out of bounds or getting down on the ground. Like he doesn't go down well all the time. Here he has, he went down awkwardly. You saw when it happened.
Yeah,
on the knee.
yeah.
Like he's always kind of fighting for an extra 3, 4, 5 yards, which I respect.
But then he kind of slips and
stay healthy.
kind of tries to
He doesn't
slither
do a
in
good slide.
between and get an extra 2. Just get down.
Just get down. Just get down.
Yeah,
anyway.
and it's a skill. It's a skill that has to be. The slide is a baseball play, and
It's
I saw
dangerous
Russell
in
Wilson
itself.
do it. Russell, he used to play baseball. He can do it very well. Patrick Mahomes can do it very well. Some of these other
a lot of people are
quarterbacks-
saying go forward now, use the dive instead. But if you time
that's
it right,
too. I'd rather have my
Too
feet in
head-to-head.
front of me
Right,
to block somebody
yeah.
than my head.
You
but-
can pick up a couple extra yards when you go forward because
Yeah,
that slide they
yeah.
always do it when you start the slide and it's
But
anyway.
then sliding, you could get your foot caught. So this is
Yes,
football.
Yep, it's true.
This is a rough, crazy
It's a rough
game.
game, yeah.
So, my thing with the offense too is we can't be having 3-point halves. We scored 3
Right.
points in the half,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and quarters
Pathetic.
where we go
pathetic.
0.
Pathetic, and
Against good teams.
Yeah,
We
and
the
it's
third
not
quarter we
fast and
didn't
furious
score.
enough.
It was
for me.
another. It was 2 weeks in a row where we had an opportunity with the ball in the end of the first half to go down and score and came up with nothing.
Yeah, and our kicker missed a couple.
If I'm going to do special teams, I was going to get to that. Why don't
Okay,
we move
yeah,
on to
yeah.
defense though?
Let's
Eddie,
go
have we
to
covered
Yeah, I
offense?
think the only thing is about wide receivers, just to wrap it up, because I think that's important. We got to get Terry involved, and he's got to
Yes.
get open. I don't care if
Yes.
he's double teamed. You just got your paycheck. Find a way to get open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? You do it with diversions with guys like Debo. I mean,
Mhm.
how would you? We saw what Debo did in the end zone for that touchdown. That was a run after catch.
Yeah.
It was explosive. He dragged players along with him. If anybody played in the fire against Green Bay, it was him.
Yeah.
I think he played,
Well,
and also Jaden. I give him. Jaden played his heart out, even though he was hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's
I
not
mean-
it's not like Terry didn't do anything. It's just that, and this is such a hard thing when I hear sportscasters talk about what a receiver has to do and what this person has to do. It's a team game. So if Jaden's under pressure and he can't wait till Terry gets out of his break or whatever, that play is not going to work right.
Yeah, so that's why he didn't throw it. He's a smart player.
You know,
Yeah.
it's
But
not
it-
one
but it-
person's
it
fault.
wasn't
It's
just
like the
that.
whole synergy.
Again, this is more on coaching, and if we can do the Roland from Bradley, he's going to talk about coaching. But because I was listening to somebody today, I don't watch the breakdowns like some of these guys do, and they pick the whole game apart. But this guy, Locked On Commanders, it's called. I should call him out because it was a good listen. He's one of these guys that does a show every day, So if you're into that kind of detail, he's a good guy to listen to. We're more like casual. Give us once a week.
We're the
four fans.
casual guys. We're the guys
We're
off the couch.
We're four fans for fans, right? Right.
Four
We're the
fans
casual
for
guys.
fans.
Anyway,
That's good.
anyway,
You wild and crazy guys.
although today, this time we're
-1.
three guys, but we're three amigos. But
Yeah.
what was I saying?
We were talking about how it's a synergy thing and
Yeah.
it's a team game. It's, even
Completely.
though Terry only had
It's gone.
5 catches, he almost averaged 10 yards a catch. So it's
Yeah.
really not as bad as it looks. It's just that a
And I'm
lot
not
of
meaning to-
productivity didn't
Yeah,
happen
Where are
at the
the
right
explosive plays? We have
The
not had.
explosive plays, yeah.
We had,
Yeah.
for 2 weeks we had that one big opportunity with Terry in week
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
And maybe if he caught that, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But where are the explosive plays this year?
Right.
Yeah.
And you know why he didn't have explosive plays? Because Jaden was off and
Oh.
or being rushed so much that you
No.
notice his accuracy was off.
Sorry, I remember what I was going to say. Locked On Commanders. This is what he taught me because he watched the breakdown and he
Right.
said and I think I said this once already, but the routes were designed as short routes. Nobody was breaking and going long. It was as if Cliff Kingsbury wanted to get that part of the game set first, and then he would do some long, and that never gelled. So he never went for the long ball. Like it was just like you got to go for it at some point. You got to go. This isn't working. I'm going to switch things up because if you're always cutting your routes short, then the defensive safeties are playing up and they're right there on you when you
Right,
when you
right.
make nobody's concerned about breaking for a long ball because nobody's doing it, so
Yeah, and he needs time. He needs in order
He
to run
does.
a long route, the quarterback has to have a couple extra seconds to let the guys get down. I mean, I don't care if they run a 4.40 or whatever.
Right.
although you can
That's 4 seconds that's needed to get 40 yards.
you've seen a good quarterback take a couple steps back and then put that nice arc on it, so like
Russell Wilson does a great job.
receiver can run underneath it, yeah.
Yeah. But
Uh,
so overall, Debo had 44, Terry had 48, Ertz had 64. That was a good day for Ertz. That was a
if
really
you
good
just
day
take
for
Ertz
Ertz.
by himself, but
Yeah. And
overall
and he had
receiving-
a 20-yard. Ertz had a 20-yarder, which is big for Ertz because a lot of the tight ends in this league are possession catchers. They catch the ball, may go 5 yards, and they're down.
No, you're right. It was the longest reception of the day.
Yeah.
That's pathetic.
Yeah.
The 20-yard
know.
pass was
I
on,
know.
And that was
I
a
know.
run after catch that he never usually does. He usually just
that's
falls
true.
down
He
on the
usually
ground.
falls down right when he catches the ball.
Yeah.
He's like, no one's scoring.
So let's talk about the defense, guys.
All right, yeah. You
Um,
fill
you
us
know,
in there, Tico.
we couldn't get off the field.
Mm-mm.
We couldn't get off the field at critical moments, and they picked up first downs at critical moments. And
We were gassed.
yeah, their offense looked sharper than our defense.
Way
That's the main thing I took away.
And Eddie said guest, we've been, I don't know if you've heard a lot in the press recently. Oh, this is the oldest team in the NFL. And it kind of felt like it on Thursday night. Like, only 4 days between the game. This team, maybe they're showing their age. They just fell flat, I don't know.
You mean the average age? Our average age is higher than anyone in the league?
Yes. Yeah. If you average all the ages of all the players, the Commanders have the oldest team in the league.
And see,
So
that wasn't. I didn't have a problem with that as much as I had a problem with
you said they look
just the
flat.
stagnant. Yeah, they look
Yeah.
flat, but
Well,
that was 2 weeks in a row, and uh,
I thought they looked much better against the
it's not
Giants.
like we don't have young guys mixed in there
Oh,
on
we do.
offense.
And
You know, we got some rookies on the line. We got
yeah,
rookie running back. Jaden's a second year guy.
Well, we're talking
Terry's
average, though. We're talking
I
average.
think Trey
yeah.
Amos
So
is our rookie, might be our best safety right now because
you know,
Marshawn Lattimore
he was getting
wasn't having a
torched.
good night. He was
He
getting
was getting
torched on Thursday
torched.
night.
He was
You
getting
know,
torched.
and we've all been so excited about having Lattimore on the team. He didn't look great, so I don't know.
But
I don't want to
yeah,
blame it
and
on age, but I hope that's not it. But it's just to hear that criticism and
I'm
go,
sorry.
"They
I
look kinda
agree
flat."
that he was flat, but I mean, we lost on the line of scrimmage.
where's Von Miller?
Uh,
I haven't heard his
I
name, man.
I
Von
just
Miller's name is not
Von
getting
Miller
called
got
enough.
half a sack.
Yeah, he got
But I
half a sack.
disagree. I think the one I would say the one bright spot of the defense is we kept their run game to a minimum. Who's their big running back?
Josh
Jacobs or something?
Jacobs.
Josh
Who?
Jacobs. Josh Jacobs
Yeah.
had like 80 yards or something, which isn't terrible, but like that's keeping him in check. He didn't
Yeah.
have any explosions. And I still feel like where
Well,
we got
you
gashed
think
was
80 is keeping him in check?
for a
Say
strong
more
running
about
back.
that, because I mean that's only 20 yards from 100.
Well, it's 20 yards. Yeah, that's 20%. It's 20% less than 100.
Well, look, we might have stopped
uh,
the run, but we still lost the game. And so,
because we
Yeah,
got gashed in the secondary. I think it was
right.
the secondary where we got beat
yeah, but
up.
also
And
they had
and
some runs. Those
and I
80
tell you,
yards were at critical times.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they played a better game. To Eddie's point,
Jordan Love was on. He came
Jordan Love was
ready to
great.
play.
He
So
looked sharp. Jordan Love looked sharp.
that's the best I've ever seen him.
And there was I think it was a second drive that they started like on the 3 or the 2 or
Yeah.
5.
Yeah,
It's somewhere under 5, and they
Right.
marched all the way downfield and scored a
right.
TD.
Yeah.
And what did we do defensively there? Nothing.
Nothing. We couldn't.
We had no
we couldn't-
answer for anything.
We couldn't cover the tight ends. That's been kind of an ongoing issue. The tight ends keep gashing us. There's some miscommunications going on. I think when that's happening.
We didn't win the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, agreed.
And Green Bay kept getting chunk plays.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, I think that's what went wrong. We can we've only got 4 sacks in 2 games. We got 4 sacks. We have no turnovers yet.
Right.
So that's got to pick up.
And we have a lot of
pressure.
That's a biggie.
The pressure's got to pick up on defense.
Here-
We don't have any
here's what I heard-
fumble
here's-
recoveries.
here's
We
what I
had
heard
one
today.
forced fumble.
There are 6 teams in the league who have not forced any turnovers. We're one of them.
We're one
Of
of
those 6 teams, 4 of them are 0-2. So
Yeah.
we're lucky that we got to win.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
don't win games when you don't cause turnovers. Now, we also haven't had any turnovers. So that's a good thing. But we gotta get on the plus side of that turnover situation.
It's not panic time yet. It's not panic time. We're 1-1. We're second in the division. We need a win against the Raiders.
Yeah.
We need a win.
Absolutely.
I mean, we could beat this thing up. Wagner still getting his tackles. He had 11 in that game against Green Bay.
Yeah.
He's still leading the team in tackles. So even though he's an older player, he's seasoned and he still has that fire, it seems like.
Yeah.
Von Miller he got lost. We got to find a way to get Von Miller involved. So
again, back to your older players, maybe Von Miller's not at the peak of his game. So
I never understood that when I heard that he was coming. I know he's got the veteran experience, but we already got Wagner. Why do we need another veteran in there? Like,
we needed some veteran presence. We got that covered now. I think we got that handled.
It's true. We got it covered.
We got that handled.
Yeah, and you know what? Our linebacker crew is pretty quick, but we could be quicker there. So we need speed there. We need speed with the secondary.
Yeah, for sure.
And I mean, like you guys said too, like what is Lattimore doing out there?
Yeah, we still got Frankie Louvu, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yep.
thing.
Yeah.
And we're
Um,
penalty prone. We're pretty
And we're,
penalty
and we're still penalty prone. Yeah.
on
Right.
both sides.
Yeah.
yeah.
So we look
Yeah.
like a beginner team. Now we look like the rookie team that we thought we might have been last year, at
Right.
least for the first 2
Right.
games. I must
Yeah.
say.
But
Right.
but
So,
let's not panic. Let's let them you know get their mojo working.
I think I think we might have a video from Bradley talking about the coaching. So
Yeah.
let's cut to that for a second and see, because you guys did offense and defense. He's got a few things to say about coaching.
Okay.
And
I want to talk about the coaching. I'm going to try to limit myself to 7 minutes and under, but I have a lot to say. First of all, the sky is not falling. Commanders do not stink. We are not good on Thursday night. We saw that last year against Philly. And the Bears, I think, was a Thursday night game, which we did win, but off of a Hail Mary, which was fantastic, but objectively a lucky play. So that's my number one takeaway from this game is our coaching staff and Jaden Daniels do not know how to prepare for a short week. Other than that, I think there was a lot of coaching mistakes in this game. To start, the game plan was not smart on offense. Cliff went out there not prepared to run the ball. They came out thinking that they would be able to pass all over this Green Bay defense and get away with it, and that was just not the case. Bill had 4 rushes, maybe. That is not acceptable. That's negligence. We have a new rookie who played fantastic in his debut, and to not play him was a mistake, to say the least. And you know what? We're going to have to play him a lot more because Austin Eckler is now out for the season with an Achilles injury. And that's on the coaching. That's on the coaching staff. His blood's on your hands. To put him out there that much that game as a 30-year-old running back and expect him to be able to produce at a high level, again, negligence, and he's hurt because of you. To the right side of the line, Josh Connerly on an island against Micah Parsons. Again, that is not a good idea. It's not a good idea to put Laramie Tunsil one-on-one versus Micah Parsons, although he did much better. That's the second best pass rusher in the league. And to put him against a rookie for 3 quarters without any help, I don't know what you expected. But what happened was that Jaden Daniels got sacked a lot. And he also got hurt. He has a knee injury. Because Micah Parsons was running him down from behind, and he looked back at him and then got hit in the knee. That's what happened, you guys. Again, Jaden Daniels' injury is on the coaching staff. And I forgot to mention this, the reason why I'm doing this remote is because I'm flying out there to go watch a game. And if my quarterback isn't starting, it's Cliff Kingsbury and Dan Quinn's fault. That's a huge bummer. For the second week in a row, we have had terrible clock management at the end of the first half. Terrible. It doesn't make sense to me why we continue to play like without any urgency. At the beginning of the season, Dan Quinn had a question asked to him. You played all season as the hunter. You got to chase other teams. Now you're the hunted. And before the reporter even finished answering that question, Dan Quinn said, "We're always the hunter." When have we played like the hunter this season? We have not gone for it on 4th downs. We are throwing away our timeouts and playing like playing without any urgency on both sides of the football. The end of the first half, to be able to give Green Bay an opportunity to score any points is, again, I'm going to use the word negligence, and it's malpractice as well. I think that we should have gone for it on 4th down, and continued that drive and scored points. That's we could talk about the special teams if we want, but giving our punter or our kicker 2 over 50-yard field goals when we had 4th and a couple This isn't the same team that we had last year. It's just not. We used to go for those things, and that was what made us special. I think the conversation needs to start about Joe Witt Jr., our defensive coordinator, putting guys in bad positions. And we would dog our last defensive coordinator. I can't even remember his name now, under the Ron Rivera regime. Because he would do this, I'm trying to think of his name. Because he would do this exact same thing. But back then, we would always say, "Well, we don't have the players for it." Well, now we're supposed to, and we are still struggling to put guys in the right position. Marshawn should not be running all the way across the field to cover a guy one-on-one. That's just not his game. You can dog on Marshawn, and he did not play a good game, but that starts with the coaching. You got to put guys in the right position. I think one of the the positives of this game is our run defense looks like it can be pretty good this year. And Trey Amos, I'm sorry to say, is our best corner. But I think that kind of wraps up what I have to say about the coaching staff and their flaws this game. And if it doesn't get fixed soon, which I think it will, but if it doesn't, we have to start having some really tough conversations.
Special teams. I'll say a quick thing about
Go
special
ahead. Go
teams.
ahead.
Matt Gay is trash. We could get rid of him tomorrow. I wouldn't care. And I don't see them bringing in people to kick field goals. Yes, 2 field goals wouldn't have changed the outcome of that game. But in a different game, that's all the difference in the world. And
That's 6 points. That's like a touchdown.
Yeah, and I'm watching all weekend long, and the announcers are even making jokes about it, that field goal kickers are kicking field goals way longer than 50, 52, 54, 55 yards.
Like a guy kicked
nothing.
a 64 one yesterday.
That was Dallas, freaking Dallas, to win the game, 64 yards. Give me a break.
That was 64. That last kick?
64 yards.
That over,
wow.
Under pressure.
I think that was the one to tie it, not the overtime win. The one to tie it was 64. So that's frustrating. Now, having said that, there were other parts of the special teams that actually did pretty well. And I'm speaking of the returns. Again, I said we blew the opportunity to score at the end of the first half. Started out the second half with a killer return by Deebo Samuels. Put us in perfect position. And I think we took a sack and blew that, and so that didn't work out. But even the punt returns, that was Jalen. Again, what's his name? The rookie does the punt returns.
We just said it. Lane.
Jalen Lane, yeah. He had three punt returns. Nothing spectacular, but no fair catches. I think his
he's ready to go. He's ready to go.
His longest was like 24 yards, and then the others were 10 or 12 or something like that. Like I'll take that on punt returns. That's pretty good. So there were some things to be happy about on special teams.
Yeah.
Except for a field goal kicker. That's and I don't know what, it doesn't seem to me like they're doing anything about that. Like they're going to give it another week and see what happens, I guess. But
what happened to Sly?
He's somewhere.
Robbie. What's his name? Sly.
Joey
Sly.
Joey Sly. Yeah, I don't know where he's.
I remember the year before he had a leg injury, but nobody's safe in this league. Nobody's safe in this league.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You got anything else to say about special teams?
No, that's it. Special.
Yeah,
that's not that much to say about special teams.
One for 3, the kicker was.
I know.
And we had a good return. I think we covered them pretty well.
Oh, that's why I'm looking.
We covered them pretty well on kicks to them.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. So Jalen Layden had 3 returns, averaged 16, almost 17 yards a return. His longest was 24.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
I'll take that, and and that might be somebody who's going to break it someday. He or Deebo. I could see either one of them breaking one. So
okay, listen. Let's get to this Raider team.
Okay.
And I haven't studied a lot of about the Raiders. I just know that Pete Carroll and Geno Smith are a team. They're coming from Seattle together, so their communication is intact.
That's a great place to start, Tico, because I thought the same thing. I was like, they got a coach over there now that knows a thing or two about football, right? I mean,
yeah.
Carroll's
He probably needed a fresh start.
Yeah,
he probably needed a fresh start because
sure.
After the fiasco in the Super Bowl,
yeah, oh geez,
it's never been the same.
Just give it to Marshawn.
Just give it to Marshawn that call. He'll never live that down, you know.
Yeah, I know. He never
Nobody
will.
even talks about the fact that they won the Super Bowl the year before and they made it back,
Yeah.
and they were 1 inch away from a
They were
second
one
Super Bowl.
dumb play away. But
That being said,
but he knows and you know Raider fans are excited to have him.
Oh
at the
yeah,
helm.
yeah.
You know, that's a
So
new, that's a rebirth for them.
let's go ahead and give our keys to the game. Let's
Okay.
let's just go for our commandments, and then we'll go
Sure.
for our predictions.
Yeah.
What,
Okay.
what's your commandment, Donnie?
Okay, so I mentioned earlier, and I got this. So I listened to Locked On Commanders this week. I also listened to my guy Louis T. I'll like
Right.
to give him a shout out
Right.
as well. So again, if you're into like deep dive details,
Yep.
these are the places to go. If you're into guys that like to BS about the game, that's what we do.
You mean fluff like us? Yeah.
But you know,
Right.
I mentioned it. Yeah, right, exactly. I
The
mentioned it
elders.
earlier. We've been gashed by tight ends a lot lately. It seems like even when we seem to do well in the secondary, we're doing well covering the receivers, and then some tight end cuts across the middle and gashes us, you know. And Vegas
Kraft had
has
124 yards, by the way. Speaking of that, they're tight
Yeah.
end for Green Bay.
and Vegas, yeah, that's right. The Green Bay killed us.
Yeah.
And Vegas has a guy by the name of Brock Bowers, who was coming off an injury Monday night. I don't know that he had a huge game Monday night, but he'll have, and actually they're coming off a short week, which is nice. We're coming off a long week. So we should be rested. We should be game planned and schemed up. And they, if anything, might be a little tired. But Brock Bowers is one of the best tight ends in the league. And if we don't get that fixed, he's going to gash us. So the secondary has to step up and get stronger across the board. I want to see it not just Trey Amos, Lattimore, trying to think the other side, but and then with an emphasis on tight ends. Don't get burned by the tight ends, okay? So I want to see I want to see a big game from the secondary this time. Thou shalt have the best game of the season. The secondary unit shalt have the best game of the season. Okay. Thou shalt, as a secondary unit, have their best game of the season. That sounds awful. That was a
Would that fit on the tablet? I
way
don't
to
think
word
so.
it. I don't know. But that's my commandment, and I'm sticking with it.
Of the 3 games, this should be their best
That's
game.
right. That's right.
All right. Sounds
Yeah.
good. Eddie, what you got for us?
Well, mine is going to be about quarterback protection. Thou shalt protect the quarterback at all times, especially from Mr. Max Crosby.
Yeah. Again,
That guy
he's going to be
is
lining up over Josh Connerly. So
he's very angry. He looked angry in the game I saw last night.
Yeah.
Was, Now the good news is they're playing on a short week.
that's right. They are. Yeah.
So maybe they're tired.
Maybe.
And they came off a loss, right?
Yep.
So I'm looking at it, they're going to be fired up because they don't want to lose. And they're also looking at it like, oh, Washington's hurt in a lot of spots.
Yeah.
We're going to go after him. So you know what, Cliff, another little caveat can they chip a little section into the tablet of the 10 Commandments, a spacer, a little asterisk?
With an asterisk on
Yeah.
the commandment.
Let's not forget about the other stuff, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
All right.
that's what I think. Thou shalt
All right.
protect the quarterback,
Protect the quarterbacks is always a biggie.
whoever it is.
I'm with you. Okay. Tico.
Okay. Thou shalt contain the rookie Ashton Genty, who was up for the Heisman Trophy
Mm,
with Travis Hunter and the likes. Let's shut him in the running game down, and thou shalt shut Jacoby Myers down.
mm.
So thou
Okay.
shalt cut their, what do you call it? Their skilled players, as they call them.
Yeah. There you go.
Thou shalt
Skilled
cut,
plays.
stop the skilled players. That
Okay.
puts both together. Yeah.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And nobody said anything about win the turnover battle. That's my asterisk. If you get to put an asterisk in the tablets, then so do I, Eddie. And I was gonna say win the freaking turnover battle for a change. I mean,
Okay.
zeros on both sides. It's like, okay, well, we didn't turn the ball over, but we didn't get a turnover either. It's
Yeah.
frustrating. So.
And
I'd like to see that.
should we go to Bradley and let him do his maybe
If
not.
you've got something, we're going
Yeah.
to it right now.
My commandment for this game is very, very simple. And it's more of a selfish commandment. But Jaden shall play in this game. Please. I want to watch my franchise quarterback play a football game in person. Please, 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 please. I do not want to watch Marcus Mariota, even though I think he will do fine. Here's my real commandment. Thou shalt put together a game plan for the Las Vegas Raiders, including help for Mad Max Crosby, and to help our defense against their receivers.
The only big name that they have from previous seasons in the skill department is on offense is Jacoby Myers.
Yeah.
Trey Tucker is another wide receiver they have. Like you said, Brock Bowers, he's dynamite.
You're not
Dante
considering Geno
Thornton.
Smith a skilled player?
Juno, yeah.
I mean,
him and
you know,
Jacoby,
they
but he
gotta-
wasn't on the team last year.
Yeah,
I'm saying
okay.
people that
Oh.
they've. So they're a new team.
Yeah, I see
They're a
what you're
new
saying. They
offense.
are a
When
new
you bring
team.
in a new quarterback,
Yeah,
you're a new offense.
yeah.
And Kenny Pickett ended up leaving Cleveland
Yeah.
after they had
I
50
thought he
million
was at Pittsburgh
quarterbacks.
last. Wasn't he at Pittsburgh last?
No, he was with the Eagles last year. He went to the Super Bowl. 2 years ago, he was drafted
He
by
was drafted
to
by
take Ben
Pittsburgh.
Roethlisberger's
Wow.
place.
God, I can't. It doesn't feel
He's
like
been
in the-
around
Doesn't
already.
feel like he's been in the league that long.
He's
Okay.
been around.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a Super Bowl ring.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, because remember he came in the game against the Commanders last year, and got hurt, and they brought in their third string, and we won the game.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Jalen Hurts got hurt.
That's why the Eagles fan says it
Yeah.
didn't count. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I think that's about all we got. You know, we had a losing Thursday night. So let's not stretch this out. Let's get our momentum back.
All right.
Let's regroup, Commanders. Let's go out there, and it's a home game.
Yep.
We'll have Donnie and Bradley out
We're
there
gonna be
cheering.
there, and half my family is going to be with us. So
You know, so whether it's Jalen or whether it's Marcus Mariota,
we'll be rooting
let's
for it.
go. Let's
Yeah,
go.
Let's do it. Let's do this. Get
Hail
back
to
on,
the
get back
Commanders.
in the win column.
Hey guys,
gotta
thanks
win
for
it.
tuning in. We're out of here for this episode of Command West.
Hit the like button, subscribe.
Hit the like
Yep.
button, subscribe. You know, we hope you had as much fun as we did. We love doing this. This
Very
is
good.
great. This whole podcast world is beautiful, you know. So
But
we're
we need
signing off.
followers.
Yeah.
Command West. Tune in next week. Like they said, subscribe and like us and make some comments.
There you
Tell
go.
us how we can get better, because we're doing this for fun. We're four guys who just love watching the game, and we appreciate you. Peace and blessings. We're out.
See ya.
Peace out, guys.